People, my name is Gene at Proinkshop.com. Today I'm gonna make an ink system for HP 972X, which is the printer model HP pagewide MFP 477D and DW, 577DW, and whatever I think 472 and 572, whatever the printer uses HP 972X cartridges. There was a lot of people, since last year, there's a lot of companies said that they got the ink system, but it was all scam and BS. I bought some of their samples and tried it, and it was all scam. Especially, I'm sorry, people in Central America, but you guys didn't, it's mostly from you guys. So now I'm getting a lot of inquiries from Central America and Europe. But you guys can get this information easily from YouTube, and also if you need some of this part or whatever, you can actually search from the internet, or either you can buy from me with the wholesale also. And for the regular consumers, you can actually buy from the ready-made product, which is after all this cartridge and ink to connect it all together, just ready to install package. And then people who does rental or reselling this, you can actually buy as a wholesale, or either maybe find your own way to own sources. Okay. I'm going to use the HP the Inktech pigment ink made for HP 970. It's the same ink as HP 970 cartridges. But the Inktech ink has a little problem on the yellow color and the red color. So I'm gonna mix up some of these the pigment ink lubricator, which is it's just cleaning solution. It made for the pigment ink, and that makes the ink more smoother. So they won't they don't make a sludge. These inks are fine for 5 or 6 months or year, but year after, if you don't use them all, you slowly start getting a clog. And the black and cyan's okay, and hopefully they can improve this ink sooner or later. That effect on the 972 cartridges. Oh, one more thing. It looks like water, but it's not a water. It's a cleaning solution made for pigment ink. And do not mix the cleaning solution made for the dye ink, or a universal cleaning solution. It's gonna make a chemical reaction, and then it might make dirt and sludges, and it's gonna clog your printer right away. Okay, so all right. So we're using HP 972 the auto reset chips, and the empty cartridges, and some accessories. 4 liter, actually it's a 5 liter ink system. Black contains 2 liter, and then regular at 1 liter each color. And it's like this. Okay, and we're gonna, and also there's some the elbow, the connecting part, and then packing things. Okay. And first I'm gonna drill the hole to connecting these holes, and then covering the inner holes. If you're looking at the cartridges in front, there's 2 different holes. There's a big hole. This is the air blade hole, and this is the air hole, and this is where the ink goes in. And we need to cover these little holes. Either you can actually cover it with a little silicone wobble plug. It's black. It looks. You can cover with this. If you're buying empty, I'm providing this, but I'd rather use glue guns to covering all this. So just nicely just put some glues. I know it's gonna be ugly if you're beginners, but I'm making this every day, so Mine's a little better, looking better. And then we need to drill the hole on the back. But this thing you gotta be careful. On the black it says setup. The colors, these are the regular 970 cartridges, not extra large size. It's not a setup. And the black is setup. When you're drilling the holes, on the setup cartridge, you gotta drill the hole on the, if you divide it half, you gotta drill the hole on the right side for the setup, and left side for the regular non-setup cartridges. Same thing. The black cartridges, right side setup, and left side for the non-setup. So non-setups. Oh, this black. Okay, I think they switched the color. The black, black, yellow. Nope, not yellow. Yellow's the last color. Okay. So like black, cyan, magenta, yellow. Let me go check, make sure. Yeah, black, cyan, magenta, yellow. Regular cartridges on the left. When you drill the hole, you gotta make the hole straight. Don't, if you like up and down when you're drilling it, or side by side, then your hole is gonna get big, and then you're gonna have some air inside, even you put all this packing and stuff. And also the drill and the hole is supposed to be like a gradually goes down like this. And the black cartridge was set up, so I'm gonna make a hole on the right, either hole on the side. I prefer to make the hole on the side, because if you make the hole right here, then you know that this connecting part will be like break later. So we'll break later. So I'm gonna make a hole on the side of the cartridge right here. Now I'm gonna put the packing. This is the it's called the packing, the rubber. Do not use sharp things to put these rubbers in. Oh, never mind. Make sure when you're doing this, you have to pour the ink out if there's any leftover ink. Oops, excellent. Oh my god. This happens every day to me, so sorry for this. I'm using suction machines, and this is made by Hush company in Korea. It's a pretty good suction machine. If anyone needs this suction machine, let me know. And also you can also use a as ink divider. Price like around $300, I think. If you don't have this, you can do with a syringe with the suction tips. we're giving you like these little tips. Yeah. You can actually do it by manual. Okay, now we're gonna put these yellow colors, no other colors. And now we have to connect these lines, I mean the tubes. So you have to measure it. I'm doing this every day, so I don't need to, but make sure you're measuring it and then cut the tube in the right position. For the right position. Where's the scissor? Bring the scissor. Sorry guys. Andale! Ali! Kaila! Hurry! I spoke 4 different languages. Okay. You slide this in the tube. When you cut this, do not cut them too tight, because when you slide this cartridge into the slot, they're like a little bit spreading. So you have to have enough slack. Okay, if you cut them too tight, then the elbow is gonna come out from the cartridge, and you're gonna have all the ink leaked out and mess. That's disaster. So I recommending you to buying the complete ready-made product, which is ready to install product, if you're a regular consumer. And if you're like resellers or renters, actually you know, you do it by yourself so you can save some cost. Oops. Okay, now we're gonna put some ink in here. Okay. Okay. Before putting some ink in here, I'm gonna add some the pigment ink solution, which is lubricator that I told you in the beginning. Usually like adding up 3 to 5%. And only thing the bad is like the color is gonna be a little bit lighter than original or regular color. It's not noticeable unless you really are picky. So, but if you're adding too much, it can cause the ink system fail, or because it's gonna make some bubbles and it's pushing in all the like you know, air goes into the printhead chamber. So I don't recommend to use them a lot. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm gonna add some more on the yellow and the red, because the yellow and red makes really rare. Like I checked the yellow ink after a year later, it turned into like a sponge, very thick ink. And I put some of those liquid, it just turned into the liquid again. I don't know what makes that that ink to sludge, but mud. I mean, it became like a mud, and then as soon as I add that up and shake a little bit, they turn into the liquid again. And I don't think it's a chemical reaction, but I'm not an ink manufacturer, so hopefully they can solve that problem. You heard that, Richard Chang? I mean, ink tag ink's good. I mean, even same thing, even HP ink cloth. If you keep on using it, and there's like a lot of different brand name of ink in the world, and OCP and Inktech, Inkmate, NDM, or Tupo ink, or American ink, whatever. I'll say none of them is perfect, especially on this liquid ink. So you have to find your own ink. I mean, make them correct. Make sure that working correctly on your printer, and you gotta find your own method to let them make it correct. I mean, printing right. So luckily I found that the solutions. I mean, before I know any knowledge, I just add it up, just experimentally. Luckily it worked. But later, my friend in Korea told me that they're also adding some of those liquid too. But that liquid is made in USA. Okay, I think the printer is ready. Make sure this ink number is 989701111. Do not use 5088 or do not use 5 I think 970 or 8940, whatever. Make sure you use this right ink. They have all different formula. Some company like selling this pigment ink, I think non-brand or whatever, it's just sell pig. They just put pigment, and then they put all type of printer models and cartridge numbers. Good luck. Especially like some, I tried a few ink from China. I'm not saying all China products are bad. I also buy some product from China, but I had to throw all my printers away. So just keep it in mind. I mean, you can find some good product, but before you're buying mass product, make sure test them like at least 6 months or 3 months, more than 3 months, and print out up to like 20 to 50,000 pages at least. Okay, now fill up the reservoir with the ink. I mean, put the ink in the reservoir, and now we're gonna remove the air, which is filling up the ink in the cartridge. So this suction machine makes work more easier and faster. Oh, hold on. Let me clean up with the water so you can see the ink coming out. So now it's clear. Oh, when you pulling the air out, excuse me, you gotta cover this hole and pull the air so you don't get air goes in, and then if you don't cover, you're gonna keep on having air coming out from the cartridge. It's gonna take a little while, so meanwhile I'm gonna talk something. I'm based here in California. We're located in California, and then I've been doing this business for 7 years. And I haven't seen many companies making this ink system or doing the business. It's a pretty good opportunity to having operating like this kind of business with a printer rental, or either like selling the ink system on your local area. In Korea, there's like 5,000 the resellers of ink system. So HP almost gave up to selling the cartridge in Korea. Most of the company, not like enterprises, but regular small business, they're mostly using this ink system. And they rent all the printers for like unlimited use, or like 5,000 limits for like $40 or something. And the enterprise, the big machine like that, 477 models for like $100, I think, unlimited. They do maintenance, and I mean we do the same thing local in California too. We're covering all this Southern California, renting these printers and selling this ink system with the printers. According to the resellers in Korea, like they're saying it's about 80% or 90% of people using this ink system. People who need the ink system. I mean, they're printing a lot, but it's not accurate, I know, but that means a lot of people using this ink system. What I'm trying to tell is, if you're looking for the new businesses, or if you're looking for a new job or something, I recommend to start doing these businesses, like selling this ink system with the printers, or renting the printers in your local area. So I start with I start this business with $700. I buy some like one printers and one ink system from eBay and Amazon, and sold it. And the next day I bought another one, and on and on. I mean, keep on going. And like after 5 or 6 months later, I made like $6,000 to $7,000 a month. Well, I've been working hard, like almost 16 to 18 hours a day. I know other people that's not like me, but that means like if you're, it depends on your effort, and it depends on your like that. If you're really desperate to having a good job or either good business, you will be succeed in this field. As a marketing wise, you can send a mail. You can, I mean, the Facebooks or stopping by their like stores or whatever. Mail. And door to sales. I mean, I did door to sale, and then like I think about 20 or 30 of I developed about 20 to 30 resellers in the United States here. They buying from me as a wholesale, and they doing good. They doing pretty good. I also do have some buyers in Canada and Mexico, few buyers in Mexico and Peru, and just name all over the world. And I'm still getting a lot of inquiries, but I couldn't reply them all. The condition to doing this business. Okay, I'm gonna put this. It's called a metal clamp. I'm gonna put this on the side of the printer. I mean the cartridge. Make sure, because when the cartridge goes in, the cartridge goes down. So if the tube is not like attached, then it's gonna move inside, and then it can be the tube can be taken off from the cartridge. So I'm doing this. I actually had experience to came off from the cartridge and it's stuck in the printer. So I actually using a glue gun to attaching it. So make sure you want to stay in here forever. Back to the business. Yeah, and I actually have like affiliated 20 companies who's doing this business right now. Some people renting it, some people selling it, and they're doing all fine. Like at least make like $3,000 or $4,000, even like working a couple hours a day. So I have one friend in LA. It's my personal friend, and he got divorced, and then he was looking for a job, and I told him to start this business. And then now, like it's been 3 years now, he's making like more than $4,000, and it's working like a few hours a day. And it's not really. What I'm saying is that you can start this business if you have a little knowledge about the computer. You don't have to know about the printers. I mean, there's not many repair things involved. Just for the computer, and if you have a little techie thing on this materials, you can start it. The money, you don't need a lot of money, just $1,000 maybe. I don't know. You're just buying little by little, and then selling it and buying again. But only thing I'm not gonna help is I'm actually based on online. So if you're planning to do with an online, well, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm based on online, so just offline only. Okay, now I'm gonna put some more leftover ink because it doesn't have to really full. Actually, I'm selling this for online, this ink system, the acrylic ink system for online only. For the regular local customers, I mean the rental, I'm actually giving them this product. It's made by acrylic also with a pack type. So this is a pack type, so it's not a pressure. Static pressing system, so you don't get like any errors in the cartridge. Instead, it's more longer. Reason I'm selling this on online is I cannot ship that one. So, I mean, this works good too. I mean, just make sure you refill the ink before ink run out from the reservoir. Oops. Do not fill them all the way. Do not pour ink all the way to the top. Okay, before I'm covering the cap, this is the air hole. It must be open when you're using the ink system, or otherwise you're gonna have a high pressure inside, and then you're not gonna have ink delivery into the cartridge, so it's not gonna print correctly. So actually, when it's open, you have to put the air filter on it. This is the air filter. The time that you're receiving this package, it's gonna cover up. I mean, it's gonna have a plug on it, like this, and just take them off. Put this air filters. And done. And then you don't have to open this cap. Actually, it's gonna have it with a cap on it. Do not turn it too hard. It's gonna break this acrylic case. Okay, so now, I'm gonna put the chip on the cartridge. When you're looking at the chip, there's like a colors: K, Y, magenta, and cyan. And let me put the black one first. As you see, chip is kind of a little thick. So if you put it on top of the cartridges, make sure you have to match the line with the end, at the end, like this. When this cartridge goes sliding into the slot, this chip is a little thicker than the usual, so do not like push them too hard. You know, gently pushing. If you have to take this cartridge off, make sure you gotta pull them out gently, or either click it and push the cartridge and it's gonna click out. And then when you take it off, you have to pull them out gently. Otherwise, you're gonna have like there's a contact point between the chip and the print head, and you're gonna have the gold pin crooked or broken. So, and the cyan, I know I'm like explaining too much and telling you too much information or telling you too many things. You gotta be careful, but regular consumers, I mean the consumers doesn't really need to know about this because you're using a ready-made product. But I'm explaining this because I know a lot of resellers or people in other countries, they were gonna watching this video also. So I wanna make sure I wanna provide them correct information so they don't have any trouble later after seeing this video. More closer. Magenta. My wife's filming this, taking the video right now, and she told me I'm talking too much, but I'm sorry. I gotta talk. Sorry, honey. Okay. Okay, this is the ink system for HP972X. The printer model number HP pagewide MFP 477DW, 577DW, or whatever the printer used for 972 cartridges. Alright, it's ready. If you order a complete product, ready to install product, you're gonna have the package like this. All you gotta do is just taking the plug off and then put the little air filter on. Now we're gonna install it to the printer. Here, this is a new printer. I just initiate. It looks working fine. Here. Whoever still have the cartridge, see some customers like using this cartridge, all of them. They don't use this until use more of this. No, it's not a good idea. If you got this system and they still have the ink in it, save it. It's totally sealed. If you it's not gonna you still can use it after 5 years later, as long as it's sealed. I mean they're all sealed, so. Keep this for future. Something, sometimes can be broke or sometimes you're having a trouble on the ink system. Save it for your future. And slide this ink system, sliding in gently. Make sure straight slide in so you don't get any ink on your air filters. Okay. When you put the cartridge in, make sure it's sliding in all the time. Black, gently click, oops, click, click. Okay, and this door, you can just close it gently. Okay, but it's gonna keep on opening. See? So put the tape on the side here, or put the Scotch tape on the side. Okay. Me? Stay there. I'm using this, the magnetics. Just 2 pieces of magnetics. wherever you're throwing up, it's sticking on the metal part head. And then close it. And it's not really so you're not gonna have like a open and close problem. Okay. After you installed, you're probably gonna have like incompatible cartridges, and it will show some colors. Okay. When this happens, just unplug the power from the back and leave it like for 10 seconds. And put the power back in. And now it's detecting as non-HP cartridges. It's true, it's non-HP cartridges because I used it's original cartridge, but I used a aftermarket chip, which is already a chip. So the printer detects as non-HP cartridge. Once you put this ink system on, HP is not gonna cover you on the warranty on these printers. Okay, so it's your choice to choose the ink system, but comparing with that warranty thing and the ink cartridges, there's a huge difference. Okay, so if any people worrying about the warranties, do not buy the ink system. HP is not gonna cover it on the warranty unless you cheat them. Like you take the system out, you put your cartridge back in, and ask HP. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. They have all the data in here, so it's not gonna cover. All right, so press OK. Now you are set, ready to use. But still, you have to. HP is collecting all the data and they're updating the firmware, so you have to disable that the firmware thing. Okay, so on the main screen there's a question mark. It's not visible. Okay, but like 1 inch up, there's a like house mark, and 1 inch below, there's a return mark. Okay, so like house, return, house, return, you can access into the enable or disable menu. Again, okay, house, return, house, return. Some people saying, I cannot access to it. Even same thing, I done it. I pressed home back. It's not work. Well, I'm sorry, it's there. So you have to keep on trying. Okay, so I go to the disable, enable, and there's a lot of options that you can disable it. Okay, network, Ethernet, wireless, whatever, all these informations. If you keep on scroll down, there is option for like a firmware update, disable. Online solution. Online solution is like, you have to send this. When you have trouble, you have to like send this printer information to the HP, and then let them check your printer status. So just off. Oops. Where is it? Solution, I read off. And usage data collection, off. And then let's see, I think that's about it. Yeah, only these three options off: data collection, online solution, and firmware update. Okay, and then back to the main menu. And check the ink status. It's all full. And while you keep on printing, ink levels go down. And once all the ink levels reach to the 0, which is depleted, it will tell you like it's gonna give you some kind of error message on it, or either like telling you depleted. When that happens, just open the cartridge door and close it back, and it's gonna reset the ink level on that color only. So let's say yellow color ran out of ink and show deplete or error message on it. Just open it and close it. Black color, open it, close it, and it's gonna reset the ink level. Just in case, if you want to reset the ink level, it's the same thing, like unplug the power and stay for 10 seconds and put it back on. It's gonna detect again. Now we're gonna test the report, see whether it's working correctly or not. There you go. This is a test page, and I'm gonna make some copies. This. Actually, I'm gonna make two pages of copy. And copy documents. Number of copy is about 30 pages. I mean, it looks fine to me, and yours pretty good. Okay, so all right, that's about it for 972 cartridge X cartridges. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the printing. If you have any question or inquiry to buying if you want to buy this ink system, we haven't posted out our website yet, and also on eBay yet, or Amazon. I'm actually on the Amazon. So just give us a call, 909-815-6681, or either send us email, sales, S-A-L-E-S, at Proinkshop.com, S-A-L-E-S, at Proinkshop.com. And we are going to post it on our website on actually middle of the November, because our MS is kind of like very busy, so we're gonna post it later. That's about it. My name was Jin, and I'm a product developer in Proinkshop.com. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Bye bye.